So I'm doing this voiceover for a PowerPoint that I did, and it's titled The Differences Between Market and Social Justice. The first slide goes over what the purpose of market justice is. And well, basically it states that, in a free economy, it's supposed to be the best way to receive a fair distribution of healthcare. And in other words, what they're saying is you better have enough money to be able to afford healthcare if you're going to be able to get it. And they consider that to be fair. They also look at healthcare services to be like any other good and to only be obtained if you have the finances to buy it. So therefore, people who end up struggling financially on a regular basis have to go through the same struggle just to try and obtain the health care that they need. And they think that it's wrong for health care to just be given and to not be earned, but sometimes it needs to be given to protect others who live in that same society. The second slide is what is the purpose of social justice? Well, social justice sees the distribution of healthcare to be everyone's responsibility. So the true purpose of it is to really make it as fair as it actually should be and not as fair as what market justice claims to be. Social justice allows healthcare to be available to everyone, even those who cannot afford to get the healthcare services. So in other words, they ended up creating things like Badger Care, which comes in very much so in handy for people like me, single mom of 2 children. I just got one job and my hours just got cut. Things like that really make a big difference. And they also know that healthcare services are different than other goods and services that are needed in an economy. They realize that healthcare services are needed. They're not just something that should be, oh, well, buy as much as you can right now while it's on sale because you're not going to be able to afford it later when it's not on sale. It's not supposed to be a product like that. It's supposed to be there to help people, not be a reward or create a fight over what you can and cannot have in the economy. I believe that social justice is better than what market justice is. The reasons why are because social justice recognizes the fact that no matter how hard we try to stay healthy, it's not always our fault when we get sick. There are economic factors that tie into that as well, whether it's air pollution or whether, regardless of the situation, it could just be something as simple as Mother Nature going crazy and the weather changes every other day. That alone can be stressful on a person's body and make someone sick. Trust me, I've been going through it for a couple weeks now, and it's driving me nuts. But that's not here nor there. Either way, social justice also understands that when there is someone extremely ill in our society, we are obligated to help cure them so that way that illness doesn't spread. Not only do we have to protect the people around us, but we have to protect ourselves as well. And sometimes that's not going to be achievable if we're not there to help somebody else. And market justice does not give that opportunity. With social justice, every single person is entitled to having at least the basic package of healthcare benefits, at least something to get them in the door and get them what they need to have. There are multiple reasons why I do not defend market justice. One of the reasons is because they don't consider how economic factors have an impact on one's health. For example, my daughter deals with severe bronchitis and lung issues. So if anybody even smokes a cigarette around her, that's detrimental to her health. That's something that market justice doesn't consider. Now also, regardless of how sick a person might be, if they don't have the money to pay for the health care, guess what? They're not getting it. And they don't realize or even think about the fact that when one person is extremely ill in a society, that puts the rest of the society at risk when that one single person isn't able to get the help that they need and deserve. Market justice views healthcare as something that should be rewarded for making a lot of money, rather than looking at it as something that's needed by so many different people in this economy. And I find that to be wrong. I defend social justice because it looks at everything in the big picture. It helps the people who need it when they can't afford it. It recognizes everything that needs to be recognized, from anywhere between how economic factors play a role in every person's health to when someone is extremely ill that they need the help to help protect themselves and the rest of the society. And regardless of how rich or poor you might be, you always still have that option for health care. Now, I will never defend the market justice because no matter what, anybody who needs health care isn't going to get what they need. And nobody should have to put up an incredibly large fight just to get the help to be healthy again. I mean, the way market justice sees it, if you can't afford to get healthy, to get health care, then you should be taking better care of yourself. And it's not always our fault that we're sick. So, all in all, I will always defend social justice. I don't see a reason in defending market justice.